This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Vandal Hearts. In the last episode, we defeated Grog's little brother and sent him to rest. Started Chapter 2 and made it to Gilbaros Island, where the villagers had been corrupted by statues that were created by, I guess, Magnus, according to the cutscene, and the villagers themselves. But it must be more complicated than that, because Magnus would never have done such a thing. Could he have? Anyway, before we get on with today's plot, let's deal with one of the more fun aspects of the game. Well, I mean, the whole game I think is fun, but you know what I mean. Let's go to the dojo. We're going to do two things today. I don't know how much time it's going to take me. It'll probably take me the rest of the episode, but we're going to do advancement for all our characters, and we're going to do the Trials of Toroa today. Probably will take me the whole episode, just because some of these battles can take a little longer depending on how long I am to quick through that. But when your characters reach 10 and 20, we can upgrade them to the next class level. Now with Ash here, he has no other options. He's always going to be on a set path. The champion Paragon. I forgot what his specific class is called. I think it's like just hero. Yeah, hero. It says here hero class. So he's got his own thing. So there's no real modifications to Ash in a sense anyway. The rest of the characters, however, do. Each character outside of Ash has their own two different classes they can go into. They can either go into swordsman or guardsman. Swordsmen are basically just more basically similar to the soldier class, just more beefier. They're usually good all around middle of the road classes. They'll have decent movement, attack, and defense, and all this other stuff, but nothing too like superior over the others. But they're good if you want just a decent all-arounder. Guardsmen are if you want a heavy hitter armor class. It basically changes the soldier to armor class, which is they're weak against magic, but their defense really their defense is the major thing. I think their attack slightly improves as well, but the defense is the major case. But for loss of mobility, I think they lose either 1 or 2 squares of movement for that, as well as they being highly resistant to magic. So that's the trade-off there. So usually use these guys to bottleneck. Usually use guardsmen to bottleneck like enemies, so they can take all the hits, and then you just heal them because they won't take as much damage until the wizards start appearing, of course. Now this game gives us, outside of obviously Ash being a hero class, so he's technically a better version of a soldier for all intents and purposes because he gets magic and stuff like that. But I consider him a soldier in terms of like how I deal with my party setup. For the soldier classes, we get officially 3. I mean, I'm spoiling things a little bit, but just to kind of give you an idea of like what we're going to do in the future is you get 3 soldier classes, which is Clint, Grog, and another character, which we probably won't see today. Probably tomorrow, actually. Yeah, I'm spoiling it just a little bit, but we get 3 soldier classes. So now, obviously, you could play the game however you want, and there's challenges. Like one way to do it, if you don't want to worry about the weakness to magic, the loss of mobility, you can make everyone a swordsman, and that's viable as well. I probably wouldn't suggest making all your soldiers guardsmen, though. I mean, that's up to you, though, just because, like I said, the loss of mobility kind of hinders the ease of movements during certain fights. So I tend to like to balance everyone out for the most part. Since Ash is considered a soldier, I consider him a powerful soldier. I consider him 1 out of that. So right now we've got 1 of 3 that's a swordsman for all intents and purposes. So I tend to make 2 of my soldiers guardsmen and 1 of them a swordsman to kind of balance it out. Now who you choose doesn't really matter per se, because it's because their stats don't change between the characters as far as I'm aware of. It's so that even and out, so you can create party balance. I tend to make Clint a swordsman and Grog and the other soldier that come up guardsmen, but you could swap that around. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. But let me show you the alternatives. Since I'm gonna make Clint a swordsman, I want to show you what his guardsman class, because actually each class has their own look and attack style is different from one another. Show you, by the powers of light and darkness, grant this soul new powers and wisdom in the service of mankind! Ta-da! And yep, we get a whole new, our avatar changes too. Yeah, now if he ever talks, you can always see the top of his mouth moving, I think, or something like that. Not that that really matters, but it does change his speaking avatar as well. But yeah, they turn into big heavy tanks, and he grabs an axe instead. And I also, before you it's proper to advance before you buy equipment, because the advancement will sometimes give you like your new weapons. I don't think it gives you new armor. It just gives you your new weapon, because you can actually buy the new weapon at the shop, but there's no reason to do that. But I usually buy my equipment after I've upgraded everyone, just to make sure I've got everything to go. So yep, he gives you weapons to match what we're doing, and that's what Clint looks as a swordsman as well. So let's show Grog as Clint as a guardsman. Let's show Grog as a swordsman. Probably what I'm gonna do, because I want to show you. I just wanted to not talk during the little advancement, because that's the only time we're gonna see. We're gonna see it twice in the game, from 10 to 20 and all that. But yep. Was pretty cool. Basically, he gets rid of his sword changes. His attack pattern changes as well, actually. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to make an alternate save file in the future and show you and advance through the story off screen, and show you like what these characters look like when they hit their final class, because like I said, there's one at 10 and 20. And the way I'm playing the game, you won't be able to see the other version of the class at that point. So I'll probably do what I'll do, like maybe as a bonus episode, or maybe near the end of the game, I'll show everyone at their alternate classes, and what they look like at level 20, as well as what their attacks look like and stuff like that. So, so we'll show that. Now, next is the archer classes. We get 4 of those over the course of the game. Like I said, spoilers for a future one. Our next archer will actually be in the next chapter, or next battle. But we won't get our last archer for quite a while, weirdly enough. I think it's like near the middle of chapter 3 or later, I think. I know it's before chapter 4, but it's quite a while till we get our final. No, actually, I think it's like. Yeah, I think it's like the middle of chapter 3, like almost near the end. We get our final archer member. So this decision's a little bit different here. But archers have 2 different classes they go to. You can make them a bowman or a hawk knight. Hawk knight turns the archer into a mobile unit, or a flying unit, or whatever you want to call it. The benefit of a hawk knight is they have high mobility, which means, higher movement, range. They can move around the field a lot easier. And they usually have a little bit of a defense against anything that isn't archers, because archers they're weak against, obviously, so that's one of the dangers of doing that. Bowmen, obviously, they keep their range. They have, obviously, less mobility, but they're not going to be getting into combat, at least if you're playing them right. I tend to make Diego, I tend to keep Diego and Kira as bowmen, and then I turn the other 2 archers into hawkmen. At that point, that tends to make work a bit better for me, but like I said, you could make both these the Hawkman class, or Hawk Knight class. It's probably not a good. Well, I guess since you get an archer in the next fight, I guess you could make them both Hawk Knights and then get the next character and make them a bowman instead. But it's preferred not to make all of your characters Hawk Knights, for example, because then the only range you get after that point is magic, and magic only has so much range. Well, bowmen have a more interesting range when it comes to that, but that's up to you and your playstyle, obviously. But let me show what their Hawk Knight classes look like. So, cool. And his attack is he spins the spear and stabs it into someone, which is kind of cool. But you can tell, obviously, Hawk Knights obviously use some type of technology to make themselves in the air. In this case, he uses flapping wings. I think the reason I make the other 2 characters Hawk Knights is because the last bowman we get, his look as a Hawk Knight is probably one of the more neat, cooler looking. Well, personally to me, anyway, I think it looks cool. But all right, let's show Kira as a Hawk Knight as well. And also, you might just change characters, like what class you give them, maybe just by look. Like I said, since their stats don't change between the different characters, you could just... Yeah, I mean, she looks cool as a Hawk Knight. Yeah, she also uses the flapping motion as Diego. I forgot how. I almost never make Kira a Hawk Knight. I tend to keep her as a bowman. I kind of forgot her attack pattern. So, like I said, I'll probably show that eventually down the line. I'll show you what her what their attack pattern looks like. But yeah, you can tell she wears like changes her outfit to suit. I think the reason I don't change her, I keep her as a bowman because she keeps her outfit similar with some color design differences. While this one she wears a bodysuit instead, and it's not as sexy. Yeah, I know I'm a pig. Okay, well that's it for Bowman and Hawk Knights. Like I said, I tend to keep them Bowman, but that's up to you. Now, finally, we got our Magic class users. This one's an interesting decision to do because the Magic users, well, Magic and Priest users, I tend to mix them into the same category as Magic users, despite their differences. They can turn either, well, in Huxley's case, he either can turn into Bishop or Alini can turn into Sorcerer, but they also have the option of Monk class. Now, Monk's an interesting class because basically it's a soldier character with not as much attack power or defense, but they have decent mobility, as well as spells similar to Ash. So I guess you could say they're a weaker version of Ash, I guess. Their magic, they kind of get a combination of things. They get a couple of attack spells. They get a couple of... Actually, they get quite a few healing spells. They get I think they get like four or five. I'll have to look at the booklet. Yeah, I actually have the original case of the booklet for this game. I almost forgot about it while doing this, and it actually gives you some updates or features in the game that I forgot about. But yeah, they're not as strong as attack or defense, but they have decent mobility and magic, so that's kind of the toss-up on that. But yeah, they also get buff magic as well, so they get magic that buffs themselves. They also get one pretty cool spell actually. I think it's when you get to the next level, the 20th level, they get a cool spell. But yeah, I tend to not make my characters monks. I tend to keep them as their specialized sorcerer class or a healing class, because then it specializes straight at magic or specializes straight in healing, and everyone else should be used for attack or whatever. Yeah, technically... we also get 2 magic users and 2 healers over the course of the game. The next healer we get will actually be in the next battle as well. We won't get the next magic user till Chapter 3. So I guess same as our final archer, but we get the magic user a little bit sooner than that. Yeah, like I said, with all my mages, I tend to always make them sorcerers. And healers, I tend to make them bishops. For this playthrough, I will make one of the healers a monk because they get a different type of healing, but they still get healing. It's worth at least making the healer class a healer instead, while I keep the magic users. But for the purposes of showing this, I'm going to show you what their monk class it looks like. Yeah, they basically become, well, monk. I actually kind of like Alini's monk avatar, like the way it looks. And you can see the claws and the cross on her arm guards or whatever. And I like her portrait changes too. It's actually pretty cute, personally, but obviously. And then let's show Huxley as a monk as well. He actually looks kind of cool too. Kind of reminds me of an old ninja from like, ninja anime or something like that. But yeah, I tend to prefer to keep them as magic users. I think that's it for that. Okay, so since I'm not going to actually keep them as that, I'm going to show you what their actual class is going to be. So I'll skim through the little oh yeah, I guess before, since I'm going to be fighting the the Toroa battle, let me go ahead and swap out, put in the elixir key. Or the Nova key, I mean. No. I gave it back! Novocaine! Oh wait, we don't need Novocaine here. Alright, let's go to the dojo again, and now I can actually show off Ash's upgraded form as well. This isn't even our final form. Well, actually, it's not, because we won't get that to level 20. So let's show off Ash's Paragon form. Nice. He cleans up a little bit. I kind of almost like his old outfit a little bit better, just because it's just him starting out, But you can tell that they're raising the ranks. Obviously, their skills improving. They're getting more clean looking. they're not as ragtag as they used to be, so you can kind of see it as that. So anyway, let's show Clint as a swordsman. I kind of like the swordsman fighting. I like the swordsman fighting style. It's kind of almost more like a swashbuckler is the way that they're almost designed because of the way that they swing their swords and stuff like that. But anyway, let's switch Diego to a bowman. Yeah, I can't get tired of it. Yep, he puts on kind of a cape cowl type of situation. Looks kind of cool. Let's make Alini a sorceress. Very nice. Like I said, I like her monk portrait better, but like I said, I prefer the sorcerer. Now, I guess if you truly want to balance the magic users, you could make one of them a sorcerer and the other one a monk, and one healer the healer and one the monk. But that would almost overcompensate the monk class overall, which, like I said, has some cool abilities. It's just, I don't know. Just I prefer super specialized classes than all-arounders. Funny enough, the final magic user we get, he's kind of I don't know if I'd say funnier. It's the weirdest to make him a monk. Oh, sorry. Spoiled what the person is. It's funny to make him a monk, oddly enough, just because of how we beat him, but I don't want to spoil it too far. All right, let's make Kira Bowman. Yeah, she still keeps her outfit, which is, I mean, you can tell that, like, her portrait's changed slightly because she has to carry that big old crossbow. She has a little bit of a harness there, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm a really big fan of the kind of the slip, like whatever her leggings look like. I'm kind of a big fan of that. Yeah, I know. Like I said. Anyway, let's make Grog a guardsman. Yep, and he gets his axe attacks are actually pretty cool, but yep. So, there we go. Alright, before we... Oh, yeah. No, we're not going to do it yet. I almost forgot to upgrade my... That's kind of funny when you choose no to take the trials. He's like, but the legends! No! It'd be funny if he, like, chased after you to, like, It's like, please take the trials. I want to see it in my lifetime. Anyway, we're going to upgrade everyone. Yep, Ash needs a sword. Clint needs a sword. We don't need to buy one for Grog because he got his axe. And then Diego and Kira buy them a bow. And then staves for our magic users. You would have, if you didn't make them that, they would have gotten the Iron Claw. The Hawk Knights would get the spear, and the Guardsmen would get iron axes. And then let's upgrade our equipment. You should have enough money to upgrade everyone to the next armor tier for all your stuff. This is where a lot of my money is going to disappear. As you can tell, like I was at like 7,000 or whatever by this point. Now technically you could save some money by not making by changing everyone to alternate classes, I guess. Yeah, this is where a lot of... Yeah, look at that. Plus 10. Well, of course, we're going to need it over the course of this chapter. Just getting it now saves you a lot of trouble. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're going to need look at their stats later. Yeah, and his is plus 13 because we never upgraded his leather. I think that, yeah. And then the light armor for our magic users. You know, see where all that money went to? Oy. There's also a new item we can buy at the shop, or at least this shop anyways, the mood ring. That's kind of one of those magic items you use on a frontline fighter because they use it. There's like no range to it, so that magic emanates from the character. But it's 4,000, and like I said, unless you find it in combat, it's probably preferable not to straight up buy these things. I'd rather save my money for mage oils, personally, or herbs if you really get down to it. So, all right. Everyone's upgraded and ready to go, so let's tack on the Trials of Toroa. This episode might run a little long because of that, but that's fine. Mainly for doing the Yep, one of the holy... Oh, sorry. No, I think I said... Actually, I think I showed that last episode, so we'll just do it. Oh, then I'll join you to the spirit well. Fare thee well! Alright, now it's time for us to fight the trials of Toroa. It won't be much of a challenge. Not our levels and anything like that. But we still need to partake for them for reasons. Alright, well anyway, let's just get everyone prepared. The main thing about this map, this one's pretty straightforward. Get to the top. Well, I mean, you can... I guess you could wait down here if you really wanted to, but I wouldn't do that. But yeah, we got some enemies from old levels. So we got the Buccaneers. Their stats are slightly improved because I think they're like level... Weren't they like level 8 or 9 or something like that? But yeah, all the creatures have bumped their stats up to level 10. The imps... Oh, he's wearing imp pants! Watch out! Actually, those kind of remind me of the Aussie pants from Chrono Trigger. Maybe one day I'll play that. I could always do the PlayStation version, but that thing has crazy long load times, especially for a game like Chrono Trigger. But anyway, yeah, their stats are increased. We got Sparkies, which... Actually, I don't think we've fought these guys. I think we actually, weirdly enough, fight them in the next chapter, or, sorry, next fight of the game, oddly enough. But yeah, they're flyer types. Nothing, I don't think there's anything weird about them other than being flying fire creatures. The War Ghosts, same level as the Imps, beefed up, flyers as well. And the Stone Golems from the fight before Eleni joined our team, they've been beefed up a little bit. They do pack a punch, but if we play our cards right, we should never have to... We shouldn't have to be able to tackle them one-on-one, but anyway, good idea to split everyone up. At least that's usually what I do anyway. Both sides here. This fight might take a while, mainly just because of the... because half the level is actually just getting to the top of this thing. And that's like no other challenge other than getting to the top. After that can be a bit challenging, but... Well, actually, I say challenging, but not really, because you can... If we play our cards right, we might take everyone out before we even get into melee combat, or get close, because of the last little leg of the trip to the top there. Excuse me. There is one thing I gotta talk about when it comes to the terrain. I mentioned it, but I didn't remember like what its whole... like what it actually means. I actually found my old booklet to this game. I actually have the booklet in the case to this, surprisingly enough. One of the few reasons collecting things are a good idea, because I think, as far as I'm aware of, I don't think you can, other than emulation, I don't think you can get this from, like, digitally, at least at this time, probably because Konami sucks ass as a company. I'll say it. I doubt they're going to come and sue a person like me over that, but who knows, you know, these big corporations, but... Yeah, this is back when Konami used to make decent games. Now they're just, I think now they just do gambling and pachinko machines or something like that. Oh, when it comes to this like percentage here, I when I first talked about it, I didn't know what it actually means. Apparently it means it protects you in combat, so there's a 15% increase to defense. That's the trade-off for not being able to move through these easily. Now, I don't know if that means defense as in the stat or defense as in increases your chances to block attacks. I assume it's increases to your defense, but I'm not sure. The booklet doesn't say specifically on that matter, but I assume it's to the defense stat specifically. Which is a nice little trade-off. I usually don't get stuck in those things, but I'll have to keep that in mind in the future. Like if someone who's about to get attacked or whatever, I could maybe move into the bushes if I have the movement or whatever. Now, if you're playing a flyer similar to these flying things, you could get to the top pretty quickly, same as the Sparkies and the War Ghosts. The only problem with that is that you kind of... A lot of people tend to like put the Hawk Knights into like danger too quickly because of their high mobility. That's the big thing about them. Oh yeah, this game uses flyers differently than other games that would have a flyer. All flyers are just high mobility units. That's pretty much what they are. They don't actually have real flying, which would be, if real flyer would be able to fly over this and get over here a lot faster. No, they still have to suffer the laws of like their movement. All it does is it increases their movement mobility by like 2 or 3 squares or something like that. And they don't get restrictions from like landing on the prairies or thickets. I don't know if they get the same defense bonus while being in them. The booklet doesn't talk about that. At least I didn't see it. I'll reread it later. But yeah, they just get really high movement, basically, and don't suffer penalties for terrain. Yeah, the problem with Hawk Knights is that, or Flyers, is just they tend to move too fast into the fray of battle. So sometimes they can get kind of like surrounded pretty quickly. This fight also doesn't give you experience, unfortunately. It does give you some gold, but it's not that much gold. It's like, I think you get 10 gold per person, so this is definitely not a earn gold fight as well. But you probably don't want to get someone killed during this fight because it does still negate your gold totals. Because I think it's still like 100 for every player killed. And obviously if Ash dies, you have to do this over again. Obviously it's game over. What else was I going to say? Yeah, this fight's pretty straightforward, so there's not much I can say about the combat itself. Yeah, the Wargos and Sparkies are going to get there first. We're probably going to end up just smacking them around pretty easily because we're just going to surround them with all of our characters. Take them out there. Really the most danger to this is probably going to be the archers or the golems. But like I said, because the golems move so slow, you'll probably be able to magic them to death by the time you get there. So, okay, this is probably where we want to consider staging our guys for at least 1 or 2 turns because the Flyers will get here pretty quickly, and we'll want them, want our characters to be kind of in a good middle spot. But yeah, I'll probably leave them in this general area. We'll still want to move because it's hard to figure out the AI sometimes, because sometimes I'll do like a mock battle off screen just to kind of figure out like enemy patterns, and then I'll do something that's slightly different, and they'll have characters move in a different direction because I had someone move somewhere different, and I'm like, oh. Not that I'm trying to make these fights perfect or anything like that. That would be insane. But you usually can kind of figure out certain enemy patterns after a while. But in this game, since I haven't like super dug into the game or figured out all the mechanics or everything like that, there's probably people who've hacked this game. There's probably like super fans that have done that. Then again, people don't talk about this game as much as maybe like your Final Fantasy Tactics or whatever. So, although this game isn't really that in depth of a game when you think about it. Because, I mean, there's only so much to talk about, and they only made 2 sequels. They only made 1 sequel to the game. There's not a 3rd game in the series. Nope, not at all. We don't talk about such things. No. I don't know. Maybe I'll eventually do I might do the sequel to this. I don't know if I'll do it right after I finish recording this one. Because the second game, well, let's just say the second game is definitely different from the first game. That's for sure. I still like it, but a lot of people who like Vandal Hearts definitely aren't the biggest fans of the sequel. Yeah, next turn they should be able to get into attack range. If I move my guys right, they shouldn't be able to attack us first. Or I mean, they'll move, but then we'll attack them while they're positioned. If I attack them from behind, most of my characters should be able to one-shot them. Or sorry, most of my melee fighters should. The archers might be able to as well. Let's see what they're... Say, movement, yeah, movement, so depending on where they go... I can move, let's see, what's movement down here? So I can move my side characters here pretty far. It's if they move here... So, yeah, they're not gonna... It's gonna be right there. This is... Yeah. I might leave Diego where he is just to kind of be able to move. Can I hit them from now? No. Actually, let me see if I can hit them from here. No, the arch, or the the arc is not strong enough to hit them. Yeah, we'll leave them there. Sorry, when I do like a long talking session, I start getting lumps in my throat. That's the only problem with doing commentary and stuff like that often, especially when I end up doing long recording sessions back to back, especially when I get although I think I've decided they all moved to the same side. Of course you did. I'm probably not going to do the magic here. I'm going to save my magic for the Buccaneers and Golems. Yeah, it was kind of... I wasn't expecting them all to go one way. Like I said, sometimes you can kind of figure it out, and other times you're like, why do you all like go the same direction? Come on, man. Well, maybe I will use yeah, I wasn't well, I guess I might as well start moving people up, I guess. Yeah, well. Yeah, when we get to this spot, we want to keep everyone kind of here, because this will prevent the Goblin Archers from getting to us. I guess I'll magic them. This is probably gonna hurt more because of a... have an Ash attack the should block. Yeah, we'll just have Ash kill that guy and take the hits. They might attack Eleni, but... Oh yeah, I forgot I was showing off everyone's attacks now. So yeah, Ash spins his sword all cool like. Eleni, I think all she does is just backhands them with her staff, same with Huxley. But I'll try to, at some point, I'll try to show them manually hitting someone. And yeah, the two archers just pull back their bows, and for some reason, all of a sudden they get like glowy tassels on their arrows for some reason. Okay, so maybe the most damage I might take will be, well, 1 from the archers and 2 from the flyers. Like I said, I didn't expect them to all go on one side. Okay, go ahead and attack the archers, the one you're weak against. Oh yeah, flyers can go over targets because they're not considered an obstacle, so... Yeah, she blocked too, nice. Are you going to take a lady or... Oh, I was about to say, I wonder if you're going to attack Ash or Eleni. And now we can heal... oh yeah, because we get no experience during this fight, the only people who are going to get experience are going to be like Huxley and Ash, because they can heal themselves. I mean, I wouldn't try to use this fight as a leveler for Huxley or anything like that, but it'll give him a nice little head start, I guess. But yeah, we want to might as well go heal with Ash. Yeah, because of the arc of arrows, as long as we stand here, they won't be able to. The archers won't be able to hit us at least until they get on the this standy part here. And even then, I don't think they can actually hit us here. I think they're going to only hit us in this spot, but. Yeah, it looks like the archers are all... Man, all the enemy AI is like ganging up... It seems like for the most part is ganging up this way for whatever reason. Last time I did this as a test run, I, off-screen, like, all the archers went this way, and everyone else went the other way, so I don't... See, I don't think I can hit any of them from here, can I? Because of the, arc. No. Well, I might as well have all my archers go this way, I guess, since all the archers are going to be doing that too. One day I will figure out the mysteries to this game. Oh yeah, I want to make sure before this fight ends, make sure to get that treasure chest. Because otherwise, yeah, that'll suck. Otherwise, you won't be able to do the rest of the extra content without that. Well, actually, you can still do the extra content. It's just, you'll miss out on like one of the main reasons for doing this. So. Are you guys even moving anymore? Well, this is gonna be kind of annoying because I wasn't expecting all the golems to go the other way, and Eleni is kind of the one I want to actually fight the golems. Luckily, magic doesn't have the same range restrictions as arrows and stuff like that, so I can just shoot them over the wall. And none of these guys are magic users, so yeah, really, I want to use her magic for the purposes of fighting the golems. But yeah, see how much more damage it takes. I could just leave. The only problem with Ash or with Diego being there is I don't have Huxley to start healing him. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I know most of these guys I can take out with just... Because I can just bottleneck these guys. Now we'll just move everyone. Yeah, definitely the plan of this fight is definitely not going exactly how I wanted. Oh well. I'm just trying to decide if I want to leave them there or wait till they get to a better position. Because with that, after this guy dies, this guy will move in, attack, and whatever. Oh, of course, I could always have Diego finish him off and then have Kira swap out afterwards. Because after we get to the archers, then, like I said, we can bottleneck the enemy and just keep them in one spot. Well, I guess, yeah, Kira could... So either one. Alright, we'll call it there. Yeah, this fight's probably going to be... This episode's going to be decently longer just because of the whole... this battle here. And me talking about upgrading forever, but that's fine. Really? Oh, I hate that. I mean, sometimes it works both ways, but it's so annoying. Yeah, there's the... I'll probably have to get Eleni to go over there and start attacking that golem. Not right the second, obviously, because of the archer and everything, but... Yeah, we'll have Eleni finish off that golem, so we don't have to worry about him anymore. And that'll leave me a couple of piercing rays for the other characters as well. It'll weaken the Buccaneers for my meleeers to take them out. There goes you. You're the biggest damage dealer out of all of them. We have, I'm surprised you didn't finish him off. It's probably because of the range or whatever. Right in that. See, yeah, that little arc right there. Hopefully it doesn't block, otherwise we'll have to use a... Otherwise I was probably going to have to use a heal or something like that. Yeah, after that, though, only other threat is that archer right there, but... Actually, since it's got to be a while till an archer gets in a spot, might as well get the get the item there, which is the Nova Prism. Yeah, keep that in the cart. We'll need that for the very end of the game. Or, well, not the very end, but pretty like the final chapter, basically. I won't say what, because it'll be a nice surprise for those who aren't aware of it. At least I thought it was a pretty nice surprise. Yeah, Diego will have to now move out of the way for the rest of the combat, or at least not in a spot where he can get wrecked. Boom. Actually, they should be able to start picking out the Buccaneers at this point. See if Eleni has enough movement too. The only problem with being here is the archer. I wonder if I have enough. Nah. Although the golem shouldn't be able to get. The only problem is being able to weaken him because he won't be able to attack me on that square, or at least I don't believe he should because there's such a height difference. Well, I might move anyway just to make sure. Well, let's see, how many more of these do I have left? So can I move there yet? Or can I hit them there? I think I can, yeah. I think I can. Yeah, the Buccaneers, at least on this side, aren't going to be a threat because of that. Unless they block, of course. Yeah. Yeah, not enough movement. Yeah, I was hoping I could hit the golem at this point, but oh well. Let's leave anyone there. Can I start getting... Let's see. No one else got hurt, right? Except for Diego. Well, if that's the case, I'm going to start using... I'm just gonna start casting magic just so I can get some experience from this. Because I'm probably gonna kill most of these guys before they get into a too major of a situation. So, okay. Now I need a done grog, because... Yeah, it looks like the archer's gonna try to get to the other side and attack my archers, basically. What is his range for the next? Yeah, only here, so I can still do like a couple turns without worrying about that. Well, actually, if I move Huxley there, he'll probably get sniped by this guy. I can't get into the, no. Can't hit this guy from here, can we? No, I didn't think so. I might as well Dark Star. Well, okay. Oh yeah, another archer's over here, so I don't have to worry about that. Really? Fine, I'll piercing ray you. Okay, the conditions for magic seem to be a bit weird in this case. Oops. Okay, how about here? Really, game? Ugh. Alright, well, might as well, since Grog is a defensive unit, might as well just place him up here. I mean, the archer could hit him, but nah, that guy won't do enough damage to be worth to worry about. Okay, now I can I'll probably just have her finish him off. Unless Grog does... I don't think Grog should be able to do enough damage to finish him off, but we'll see. See if that's enough movement too. No. Nope, I have to stand right here and cast it, I guess. That's fine. He'll probably take damage anyway, and I can heal that on that turn. Yeah, the archer will probably go back around and probably hit Grog, I bet, but I'll just use Huxley to heal Grog. Too bad Grog's not like a berserker, like in like from Critical Role or something like that. Yeah, I can only hit that one because of where he's at. More. I probably could have made this fight maybe last a little bit longer, but or go a little bit faster by not being so indecisive. But looks like Ash isn't even gonna get a turn or get a. I guess I could have moved Dash over where the Golem is, but yeah, it does a decent amount of damage. But oh yeah, I guess with the support probably won't make it. Yeah, it looks like the archer didn't go over to Grog, so, huh. I don't know, I just like... Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't talk about Grog's flip. Yeah, where he flips his accent. That's probably one of the main reasons. When I was a kid... Well, when I was a teenager when this game came out, that was the main reason I chose certain characters to do what I chose which classes, because they would do either cool moves or whatever, so I'd be like... I'd always want to make sure that they were that class because of that. Grog, well, I'll show it at a later episode, but Grog's swordsman is okay, his attack is okay, but basically swings it like back and forth while chopping into someone. It's not as cool looking as the flipping the axe ability. Okay, what's would the archer be able to? Yeah, he'd be able to attack at least Diego. So I'm going to make sure you're not in range. So that way Kira can take the hit. Alright. That's it for that. So basically now it's just all about waiting for the turn. So that's it. So let's wait till the fight's over pretty much. Sorry, dude. Don't do enough damage against the Queen of Arrows herself. Sometimes when I play the game, sometimes I'll make Diego and a Hawk Knight at this point. But yeah, I always tend to keep Kira as the archer or bowman or whatever. Like I said, there's obvious reasons, and I've explained those reasons. So shut up. Oh, wait. Was there... whatever. I should have missed the shield with Huxley to get one more, like, experience in, but, You really don't use this map as an experience builder, so... Oh, yep, 10 gold per person. Woohoo! Rolling in the gold. Yay! We beat the first trial of Toroa. Now we just have to get the other 6, or whatever it is, so... Well done, you survived the trial! You've returned with one of the prisms which holds the soul of Toroa. You have taken one more step on the path to enlightenment. We will keep this key for the next traveler who seeks the true path. Always keep the faith. Does that mean other people can do this? Well, if they do, we'll never know about it, so... Anyway, that leaves the Trials of Toroa, and now, with that in the tail, we can now go onward to Gabarus Island and find out what's going on with the mystery of this island and what happened to Magnus. But find out what happened next time in the next episode of Vandal Hearts. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.